Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Auntie Yaa'S or Ya for that. I welcome you to Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner this morning, this beautiful Saturday morning. Hey, my co-host, excuse me, my throat is rather dry. Pardon me, I have to drink some water. I'm expecting my co-host, Boating Russell. If she does come on, I will bring her on. And so I'm trusting that you've all had a great week. What I'm going to do is I am going to share to groups and then we'll take it from there. You know, it's interesting. This video has started, but I don't see it anywhere. Let me go to the page and see. Okay, it's now on. Let's go share to groups. I'm going to be very quiet as I do this because I've told you that if I don't talk and talk and talk, I'll probably go share it somewhere where I'm not supposed to. Probably think you're just, it's become very, very finicky on Facebook. The least thing you get dinged. So it's just not the best right now. Okay, so let's see here. Hello, sis. Thanks for joining us. I trust you are doing well. And for anybody else who's watching, welcome. So today, and hopefully I've been in holiday mode, so I'm hoping that I put up my banners for today's topics. I'm sure I did because I sent them to you. I remember now. Uh-huh. We're talking about factors limiting us from taking responsibility and accountability for our own life journey. And I brought that topic up because of this. My fourth book, here it is, Own It. And the caption is a guide to taking responsibility and accountability for your own life journey. As you know, hello, Sister Sika. Good morning. I hope you are well. Thanks for joining us. As you know, we're all on a journey in life, but sometimes we don't even realize we're on the journey. And it's what I call, anytime I use this phrase, I mention Amma Jo's name because she said that I put it in this book, the first book, Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. So it's always stayed with her. What we tend to do is we just tend to drift through life because daily life will just suck the daylights out of you. You are busy running, running, running. If you're not married, you get up, go to work, come home, you're exhausted, do whatever needs to be done. You wake up the next morning, you wake up the next morning and back to the same old grind. So if you are not somebody who's giving to stopping, pausing, reflecting and resetting, I tell you, before you know it, you'd have reached a particular age and you'll ask yourself, where did the time go? Sister, so I enjoyed my vacation. Thanks for asking. It was very lovely. My oldest daughter is a very good tour guide. She's gone there twice to do a travel nursing contract, so she knows the place pretty well. And she took us to all these places. It's a beautiful place. And the thing I realized is people are so friendly. So friendly. They just stop and talk to you. So, and I'm like, okay, am I in the same country? In the province of Alberta, I wouldn't say too much. So it's a lovely place to be. And and that's British Columbia. So one time we were on a bus and this older lady says to us, BC is the short form of British, the province of British Columbia. She goes, I came from Northwest Territories. BC means bring cash. We just laughed our heads off because it is an expensive place, the cost of living and all that. But I tell you, people just stop to talk to you for no reason. And I really love that because, hey, we are social beings and we need to be uh, chatting and talking. Now, there's a Facebook user here who says, hey, Auntie Ya, you keep looking younger and younger. Usually, when we see this Facebook thing, I think it's Pastor P, but it could be anybody else. So please identify yourself. I'm not sure if it's Sister Awo or Sister Sika, but thank you for the compliment. You have to enjoy life. Oh, hello, Sister Eunice. How are you doing? I hope you're well. I left a message, okay, in the what do you call it, messenger. So can you please check and then let me know? Yeah. So I'd appreciate that. Thank you. And so it says, what? That's where you are retiring. I wish, eh? It's a very lovely place. You know what drew me? Where I said to myself, the thing is, if you go and move there, then what happens? The grandkids, how do you see them? But anyway, we'll see. It's very nice. I like water, so all these beaches and things that Nana took us to, I'm like, oh wow, yeah. Even on the last day, these young people. I guess whoever said I'm looking younger, when you hang around young people, they make you young because what happened is, oh, okay, Pastor P. Okay, I just wanted to be sure. When you hang around younger people, you become youthful. When we got there, the first day we got there, we walked to the beach, Cordova Bay Beach. Oh, okay, Cordova Bay. And so the younger girl, Ajua, kept saying, oh, I'd like to watch the sunset. And I'm saying to myself, but these are things that you put on your bucket list and you do. There are people who say on my bucket list, I want to go here, I want to do this, I want to do that. And they do it. That's part of life. That's part of the living. When that I'm sitting here talking about, it's all part of it. Taking accountability and responsibility for your own lives. Our people, all we know is a Jumadin a Jumadin. That is not all. You got to enjoy life too. You can sit there and work and work and work and send all your money home and then live like a pauper, and your soul will die a miserable death. Yeah. I remember I did a post, well, one of the BC posts, and I was talking about different places. Yeah, I said that Victoria is the capital of the province of British Columbia, but people only know Vancouver. So it's like Toronto. Ottawa is the capital of Canada, but everybody goes Toronto, 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 right? So basically, yeah, and as I'm speaking, old age, I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, but I'll come back to it. But all that I'm trying to say here is this, that if you don't make the effort, yes, okay, Calgary, in that post, I wrote something about Calgary. I said it's like Calgary and Edmonton. We're in the province of Alberta in Canada. And Edmonton is the provincial capital, but everybody knows Calgary. Calgary is popular. And when I used to work, I work with First Nations communities. And so I used to travel a lot. And when I had to go to First Nations reserves in the south of the province, I would take a plane to Calgary, book a car, and then be driving. So what happens is, like, you enjoy the visit, you enjoy the place. And I said, I actually do love the place. I do. So basically, if you told me, like even my daughters, they ask me, Mom, why did you come to live in Edmonton? I said, well, Edmonton is where I was based. I didn't think to move anywhere else. But I do love the city of Calgary. It is what it is, and I have to say it. So that same concept, you have to do things. For me, because of working, I got to know the province of Alberta extensively. There's still places that I didn't go to, but most places I I know them. Or if you mention a First Nation reserve, for example, I will be able to tell you the family names or this or that because of working closely with them. So life is a journey. It's all education, and you need to enjoy it. And so these visits that I was doing to Calgary, one time it was July. They have a thing there called Calgary Stampede. and I didn't realize it was so busy. But anyway, I went with the field officer to a First Nation reserve, Stony, and Highway 2A. We were sitting at a restaurant waiting to meet with one of the officials from there. And all I see is these RVs passing by because Stony, it's on the way to Banff. You know, that is a popular Banff, Kananaskis, Jasper, everything. People were just driving through. You ask me if say me home in Yonko Bibinibia. So I'm saying that the work you are working, but make time for vacation. Don't sit there and say, oh, the only place I can go to is Ghana. Go and visit other places. You have to rejuvenate your soul. You can't just work. Life is not just about working. Yes, we need to work and pay the bills, but you need downtime too. So basically, that's my rant for the day. So we're talking about today. Let's see here. Thank you, everybody. I welcome you all. Let me go back to these banners. We're talking about factors limiting us from taking responsibility and accountability for our own life journey. And basically, there's three areas: the environment and the upbringing, attitude, and mindset is what we're going to talk about. So, when we talk about environment, what values were you brought up with? It all has an effect. Like what I remember is we were taught respect for authority. You know, for me, like at the time, and because I'm in a different age group or bigger kind of time zone, you know, honesty, integrity, leadership, like self-regulation, how you manage your emotions and things like that. And so, and then you also your social relationships. I can't say that they were always the best, you know, because you grew the environment. Okay, in our environment at the time, what I remember is this: you were taught to be respectful. You don't look other adults in the eyes. You don't speak when adults are speaking. You don't come and sit in their conversations. When they come, when visitors come to the house, you have to go, you have to come out and come and greet them, that kind of thing. But you disappear when they're leaving, then you come back and you say your goodbyes. So those are the kinds of things that I grew up with. Okay. And it was this issue of the little children should be seen and not heard. Fast forward to today, we are still seeing that because now we have a group of young people who are just so frustrated because they've been so shut down that all they do is the insults and what have you. And then the older people too are using their positions to oppress these younger ones because it's like mpenindie and whatever until let's suppress people. So nobody is giving room to anybody to maneuver or make any progress in life. Yeah, when you look at the African continent, the example that I give is most of these countries, I don't know about more recent, but when you look at the leadership, is old people. Where are the youth? Where are the youth? You don't stand a chance. You don't have a leg to stand on. It's not like France when you have the Macrons and whoever, and then this 34-year-old lady, Miss Marin, is that the last name? They said she was dancing, so they were making a hue and cry about her that partying, so she should resign. And I'm like, we have people who've chopped millions and nobody's told them to resign. So basically, this value, our system is very steeped in respect the adult, respect the adult. That's how I grew up. So when you come to, no, I don't actually. It still says Facebook user. That's very strange. Yeah. So then there's social factors too, right? And social factors, these ones are broad ones I'm going to talk about. There's racism, there's sexism, prejudice, tribalism. We relate to tribalism, yes. And discord and strife in the home. All these create when you are in a situation where the environment is not peaceful or you don't see anything good. What happens is that you pick up on those things. If you're a young man and you see your father just treating women, the women in the family anyhow, those are the things that you also pick up. Or if you get the impression that a woman is nothing, they are not to be valued, they're only good for this, that is what you pick up. And then if you're a woman, the other side of it is Maybe your mother is bitter because of something that happened in the marriage. Don't trust men. Don't do this. Be independent. Be that. And so you are busy being independent and all that. But when the men come around you too, you push them away. So these are some of the things that stop us from taking accountability and responsibility for our own life journey. I've always said that I love the values that I was raised with. But when I came to Canada, the decision that I had to make was this: take the good aspects of my cultural values, keep them, pick the good aspects from the environment in which I am, and then live with it. And that's what I've always done. You see, because even though I was well raised, good manners, what have you, I was timid. Oh, okay. Hmm. Who know? I don't even know. Yeah, sometimes these systems or technology, it becomes it becomes bibi fufuro. So though I was well raised and all that, I was timid because there's a lot of negativity in the environment in which we grew up. Let's be honest about it. As a people, when you talk about some of these things, people get up in arms, they come and insult you, they say all kinds of things, but look around you and see what's going on. Even yesterday, or the day before, my own mother was having this conversation that she was having with one of my sisters about, oh, it's so terrible now, the way people are on Facebook, social media, insulting each other, and she's mentioning these names. And I started laughing in my head. I said, I know all about them because we discuss a lot of these social issues on these platforms. So I was timid because all I heard was negative things, negative things. So it wears down your self-confidence. You don't believe in yourself and all that. And this is why I say that, it's okay to be, what do you call it? To be proud of where you came from, but be honest enough to say what is wrong with your upbringing. I've heard many times people criticize, condemn Abrofun. A lot of us, even we are in these diaspora, we are living in the diaspora, and we don't even interact with anybody outside of our own people. That is very narrow and a limited focus, right? So the thing about it is, I was not a confident person till I came into this environment. Yeah, because you realize that okay, you've been trained that don't look at people, um, don't look people in the eyes when you are speaking to them. But here it's considered being shifty. I work with First Nations, and so you know their story, and you know they're saying I look at their value system, and it's similar to ours. So the same concept, not looking at, but the Obroni will consider it as shifty behavior. So for you to interact genuinely with people, you have to look them in the eye and build trust or like some level of communication. So I had to do all that. The other thing that I found is that people will tell you the truth. I had people coming up to me and saying things like, oh, you know how I got teased for being tall back home? Like there's something wrong with you for being tall. Here, everybody wants to be tall. So one time, my son had a situation, an accident at work, and he called me. So, when I went, his coworker had taken him there and I had to, I took over. And then the guy says to me, oh, wow, your mom is tall. And I'm like, yeah, well. So I got called all kinds of names, this and that. But here you are, people are saying, oh, you're very beautiful. Oh, you are this, you are that. Obroni will always tell you the truth. Look, they are just like anybody else. You condemn them, but you don't look at yourself. They will tell you the truth. If you are wearing something and it's very beautiful, what they will tell you. They may not like you, but they'll tell you the truth. So for me, then I had to work through some of the things that I had learned and told myself I have to build confidence. So I started, if you are to the person who lived back home, if you were to project forward and say, would she be sitting here talking? I would say, no. What? No. So these are some of the dynamics in the upbringing. We have the good values, but our tongues, we kill people with the things that come. Let me read some comments because they're coming through quite fast. Okay. Let me read Sister Eunice's comments. She says we're in different environments and each has its good and bad. So we have to sift each and blend it together for our use. Thank you. That's exactly what I was doing or continue to do. And Sister Joy says people we allow in our circle of friends, reflecting our own problems on others due to refusal to learn, foolish enablement, low self-esteem, dependency, lies, manipulation, fearful of stepping outside our comfort zone, making excuses, blaming games, lack of boundaries, lack of value, lack of self-care, lack of self-love, and many more are factors limiting a lot of us from taking responsibilities and accountabilities. That is exactly right. Because the way I look at it is, even if you learned something or you think there's something that you didn't get, you are in a new environment. Why don't you expand your mindset and embrace some of these new things and learn new ways of being? I'll give you an example. When we are so comfortable with each other, we see each other, we just gravitate towards speaking our tree and this and that. But you can be in an environment, it could be a church environment, and there's an Obroni person standing there. They don't know anybody. They are talking to you, and then you've gone into the tree. A lot of our people do that. We don't observe those social niceties like, hey, be polite, be inclusive, speak a general language that everybody understands. But we do these things and leave people out. It's so limiting and it doesn't speak well of you. Like, what is, even in church settings, you may talk about the one Obroni person who's there, and then somebody will say, oh, Obroni, no. And I'm thinking, but they've been coming here for years and years. That's how, why don't you say, oh, such and such, mention their name. Oh, it's Brenda. Oh, you mean Brenda, rather than, oh, Obroni, no. But we don't know these things. Like, we say that, we cry a lot about the R word. Oh, Brony has been racist towards me, but the way we treat each other, no, it's also a problem because of some of these comments that Ajwa is put out here. Is this the same comment? I think it appeared twice. I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, and then Pastor P says confusion, sir. So for myself, these are some of the things. Also, I mentioned this earlier, abuse in the environment, physical, sexual, emotional, leads to domestic violence, bullying, and all that. Now that I think back to it, I endured a lot of bullying. I'm sure some of you have your own stories because, and you don't want to say that it was all bad, but generally speaking, it's very harsh. It's very harsh because look at some of the pronouncements that we make to each other. Oh, now you, this small thing, and you are crying. Oh, oh, as for these Abrofo people, baby kakra no so. Hey, sometimes a cry is good for the soul. You can bottle things up, bottle it up, bottle it up. But when you tell yourself, okay, let me give myself permission to let it out, and you do your weeping, don't you feel better after? Let's be honest here. Let's keep it real. So, we go about thinking we are these little islands of strength and this and that, but you're a human being. You have your weaknesses. You have to accept them, acknowledge them. You know something? The best thing you can do for yourself, we come from these environments. Yes, we were well trained in certain areas, but we can't go around. We can't go around acting like we are so macho because of the attitude that we have. We are not open to receiving help. If it means going for counseling, going for mentorship, going for coaching, we think we have arrived. What I know back there is all. Pastor P said, Auntie Yaa'S, it's one of my problems. We need to be sensitive when we speak our language around those who do not understand what we are saying. Exactly. I have a big problem with it. I've never liked it. Like, it's Let's get out of that comfort zone. Let's get out of it and embrace people. That person that you are leaving out, maybe they have an answer to a problem that you have. If you get to know them, for me, I was so, like, when I was in the Ghana churches, I was so big on it. I was in two of them. When I see somebody standing by themselves and I know they're an outsider, it could be, it's not even Obroni, but another African country or something, go up to them, say something, have a conversation. Don't start this tree business and then leave people out. It's bush. I'm sorry, I'll say it the way it is. It's bush. We need to have some manners. Sister Adjoa says, many people are in denial, quick temper and judgment by blaming or projecting onto others for their own wrongdoings because they have certain individuals with the same low IQ to support their stupidity. Well, the thing that we say is birds of a feather do flock together. If you are not interested in going anywhere, you stay at your level and you run around with people at your level. For myself, I'll use myself as a classic example. Most of the people that I know and interact with right now are virtual friends. Yeah, but you know what connects us together? We have the same mindset. We may not be doing the same things, but it's all related. We think a certain way. So it's comfortable. Yeah. I was saying that to my daughter recently. I forget what the situation was. And it was very uncomfortable. And I thought to myself, oh, yeah, now I know what people mean, because when I go on some of these platforms, it's a safe space. When I go on Pastor P's platform and she's talking, I'm listening, I relate to what she's saying. I feel safe to make my comments. As for Sister Adjoa's platform, well, we just take over and just write whatever. You go to our Sister Awo's, Ama, Mandy, whoever, because people are Sika, people are doing this. We're on a, you find people who think the way you do. Because for me, I say my curiosity is aroused when I see the insulting pages, and you can't talk about something if you don't know a little bit about it. So I'll go and listen for a few minutes ago. What's going on here? I look at the comments and I'm going, wow. And then I exit. Hello, Miss Sage. How are you doing? I hope you are well, having a good week. Yeah, so basically we were talking about factors limiting us from taking responsibility and accountability for our own life journey. We're talking about environment and upbringing. So in our environment also, you realize that because of we have certain rigid ideas, okay? Because of certain belief systems that we have, we think that everybody should go and be a lawyer or a doctor or whatever. So somebody likes acting or they are playing football or things like that. We crash it out of them. In the environment in which we live in the diaspora, you see a child with a particular bent. They are focused this way. They like drums. You see the parents will go and buy the drums for the child, and the 2-year-old is standing there, king, 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 king. If it's asked, oh, stop the noise, we won't even go and buy it. That's the point. Oh no, whatever. Oh, they're all quite sorry. When you go to church, go and drum there. So maybe in Sunday school or something, there's some little drums and they give the child an opportunity. Who knows if that, if that is even the case. But we don't nurture. We don't, because we have it in our mind that my child should be this. This is the only path. We are not good for looking at a child and saying, oh, I see this child seems to be this, this, this. They like sewing. They're always putting things together, doing this, doing that. We don't encourage that. Miss Sage said, I've seen your holiday videos and thank you. It was, you know what? Rest and rejuvenation is good for the soul. That is something that your Chrome 4 have to embrace. It does something for you, and that is part of the life journey. Vacation does not mean even traveling far. I said it can be just driving an hour, maybe not even an hour, 30 minutes out of town, go and sit at some cafe, look around, whatever. Last Sunday, Nana says, "Oh, Mom, there's this ice cream place. The other time when my son came over, they took their nephew and niece, their older two, and went to this ice cream place." So she said, "Mom, let's go there." So she drove us there. I pass by that place all the time, Highlands. There's these little stores around, not your regular run of the mill stores, but quaint little places like that. We went and sat there. We had the ice cream. Then when we finished, we walked around the neighborhood. It's an older neighborhood, but those old kind of nice, quaint buildings. And then we went into some stores. And as we were coming back, I said, Nana, how long did that take? About an hour and a half. It was a nice Sunday afternoon. Sometimes we don't give ourselves breaks to enjoy these things. I've always driven by that place on my way to church. You see, Sunday afternoons especially is busy. You see all kinds of things are going on. Explore your environment. So this is even within city limits. I remember, was it last year or the year before? We used to drive out. Was it before COVID happened? I don't even remember now. Well, COVID was happening, but we'll wear a mask. But when you go out of town, they don't even wear the mask. We'll drive out of town to a place, maybe an hour and a half away, explore the place, and come back home. Pastor P says, when I came to this country, I realized how bad it is to speak your language when you are with the people they don't understand. There was a situation when I was among two Hispanic and they started speaking their language. I was so annoyed and I told them why they are gossiping about me. This is the thing. When you do those kinds of things, you make people feel a certain way. Even if you may be open-minded enough to think, oh, but it's rude. Let's cut to the chase. It is rude. Yes, it is rude. It's even amongst our own selves when we understand each other a language. Say there's two of you sitting there and another person comes. They know one of you. They just start talking to that one. You greet and say, oh, hello. Saying you say, oh, I just may make a baby kakra mini pay, and then you excuse yourself and you talk. But then they'll come and carry on a conversation like you are not even there. Like the levels of in also. Yeah, it's a big one. And we do it all the time. And it's mind-boggling because we say we're on a life journey. You have traveled from somewhere far away to come to over here. Let over here, the good things in the over here, rub off on you and your children. It's not all about you. If you realize some of these things, you will work hard to make things better for you and your children, because this is all education. The way you are behaving and interacting, that's what your kids are watching and what they are learning. Mr. Address is correct, Pastor Patience O. Edwards. As I always say, one cannot produce what they do not know and or be any beneficial to anyone if they can't utilize all four corners within a box. Fixed mindset people are setting conditions in society. Yeah. And then also one of the other factors is the poverty. Yeah. Because people, we have this mindset. We look down on people who don't have. Yes. And so because of that, and even poverty, it limits your mindset. When you hear a certain amount, I've heard recently, I hear these stories of, oh, this happened somewhere, somebody did something bad, a husband and wife situation, obi a year, nkolani bibi, one of spouses, they say, tuya me 20,000 pounds, and I tuya me say, and I make her say, so bebo krono a sikan kitten, not that what do you call it, agreeing or saying that corner kobo krone, but it's an example I'm giving. You have to think big. Is it worth losing your dignity over these small sums of money? And so that poverty mindset, you take 10,000 now. No, that is not manual. Don't get me wrong here. But we are so limited that when we hear, 25,000, meanwhile, BT baby crano, or no, they are looking to get 250,000, 500,000, 1 million. It seems far-fetched, but you see things going on around you and you can tell yourself it is possible. Let me give you this example. When the first Airbnb that I looked at, I wasn't quick. I looked at it and I said, "Oh, you open the door and you're out on the beach." I'm like, "What?" Next time I went to go, I thought, "Oh, we're not ready to book yet." So I didn't act on it. Next time I went to look, it was gone. So then Nana started looking and she got this place. It is outside of Victoria, but when we went there, we realized that, hey, Esikafu Amantem, the houses, the buildings, and then even the place that we're at, it's 10 minutes away from Cordova Beach now that I was talking about. But when you are walking on the streets there, you see the views and you go, wow. And so some of the houses that are opposite our Airbnb, they're on a higher elevation. So I said, oh, can you imagine standing on your balcony there and looking at the water? So imagine if I knew the neighborhood, would I have said to Nana, oh, we can't live there. Oh, yes, we can't go there. No. Do you know the lessons that I learned? I said, we're seeing all this. I said, this is not outside of the realm of possibility for anybody. If you mean to, you can. Even the day that we went, the girls, the last night that we went to watch the sunset over the water. Okay, so when we're leaving, we went that way. Coming back to the Airbnb, we came a different way. We saw this house. Oh, I'm like, oh my gosh. Nana went to check it out. That home is 2.1 million. So I'm telling myself, I miss me nibi. I came to enjoy this environment and I'm looking and I told the girls, I said, if you work hard, you too. I'm not saying say konakoto 2 million home, but if you want to and you can afford it, yes, do it. But we limit ourselves. Oh, kakrebi, baby aneha, oh this, and then we're just sitting there. I learned a big lesson. I'm like, wow. If it was you, would you have also said the same thing? Oh, don't book there. Pebebia, no, we didn't have a clue. But it was lovely. Yeah. I enjoyed it. Baby, I had to cry. No backyard. Maybe I'm like, wow. Until you sit there and you limit your poverty mindset. And this is the example that I'm giving. If I knew, oh, don't go there. Don't. Nobody said, hey, what are you people doing here? No. Ajua says we cannot change our upbringing because time cannot be altered in life. Furthermore, even though our environment affect us in different ways, the good, the bad, and the ugly, we do have control in changing our situations based on our choices in our current status and future success. Exactly. We're examining some of these things because a lot of people are so fixed. As for me, I was raised this way, so I didn't know this, I didn't know that. No, no. For me, if you had asked me, like I always make this comment that if you had asked me 10 years ago, could I have written a book? Could I have done this? I would have said no. But when I think about it, it started from my background. I said my mom worked at commercial bank. Then the main library in Accra, the back commercial bank faces High Street, but the back end of it, the library was that way. So anytime we go to her office, skip, we go to the library, we are reading. So in that vein, I'll say my upbringing has contributed to me being able to write because I was taught to speak English well, write it well. My dad used to laugh at me that, hey, my English mistress. One of my sisters is very good in French. So he said, oh, English mistress, French mistress, so yeah, upbringing, it has an effect. Even last week on Monday's program, they were talking about some of these things. And I wrote a comment that I have started thanking my parents, Nah, I've been just wondering, I'm like, what? I stopped to think that 5 girls and they made sure that they took us to good schools and this. I'm like, wait a minute. Omwayebi. Because so I said, my dad is not there. I have to thank my mom. And I have, because I said, hey, this is and you'll be an obey until you have to appreciate what you got. Brother G, hey, I can't even see him. Oh. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sister Ajua sees you until I know you are here. Welcome. It's been a while. I like your bombastic comments. Anyway, I won't go there. Welcome. So yes, poverty mindset, it affects us, right? Because we don't like the self-worth is a big issue. There's money worries or school fees. And you know, in the environment, there's rich people, there's poor people, but overall, no, there's some kind of poverty mindset be that is holding us in a grip that we can't think big, we limit ourselves. Meanwhile, you can. Because if I was to sit there and say, oh, Minisika, I can't write a book, or I can't do this, how much is it? Think about your expenses, the things you spend money on. So if there's something that you really want to do, you are going to sit there and say, oh, I don't have money. That's a poverty mindset. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. Into those are the environments, these are the things. That's what the poverty mindset is, a big one. And then also lack of social support. Like sometimes people don't, I don't know how to explain it. The system is not such that you get supported. Even our do we have any social services system? I remember when I was in Ghana, I used to see something, the ministry, social development, but what did they used to do? Even right now, you have a gender ministry and this and that. What do they do? Men are still abusing and insulting women over there. So what is going on? Yeah, there's a whole lot, right? And then also, when we talk about the environment, upbringing, some of the factors, toxic relationships lowers your self-esteem. It causes anxiety. It contributes to depression. A lot of people, we all go, Jimmy, oh, what you won't amount to anything. The harsh things that we say to each other. Sometimes you hear what a man says to his wife and you go, wow, is that his wife or is that a servant? It's just amazing. And then there's a lack of safety. You feel unsafe in your environment, so it brings a great deal of stress. When they say lack of safety, it used to be that I would say that the girl child, but now it's both. There's a lot of people who have gone through things. Yeah, but the culture in which we come from, don't do this, don't say that. It's your uncle who offer. To cover up, cover up, cover up, and people are traumatized and it's affecting them. So they can't take responsibility for their life journey because they don't know how to address some of these things. And so they spew on other people, and the least thing, they get inflamed, upset, and lash out. So this is funny. Sometimes I see these comments dropping twice. I've been talking on and on. So I've been dealing with the upbringing environmental factors. The main theme is factors limiting our ability to take responsibility for our own life journey. I think that I'll take a break and take a few commercials. Give me a sec here. All right. So Sister Yaa'S Russell is not here today. She did say she'd be on, but maybe, sometimes network challenges and all that. So please, Sister Yaa'S Russell does health and wellness videos. She has products, Virgin, what have you. Please patronize her on YouTube. Go and support and subscribe to her YouTube under Boating Russell. Please do that and be of help to her as well. Let's see here. I can't even find anything. So on Fridays, Sister Ajuodo does Abrabomu Nsem. So yesterday, she and Sister Womrikwa were talking about helping the male helping them to build their homes, what factors that may be limiting them, who's training them. My mind went to that question that I always ask, that when a woman is getting married, they come and sit there and advise her, do this, do that, and do that. But who's training the men? Yeah, so those were some of the conversations that were happening yesterday. It was marvelous. Two gentlemen also came on to give their perspectives. As well, on Saturday, which is today at 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, she does a program, Marriage Teachings with Osofo Samuel. So we're waiting to see which exciting topic is coming up today. And on Sundays at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time and 3 p.m. Eastern, the beautiful, intelligent Pastor Patience Edwards has a free coaching program called Dreamers and Visionaries. There's a lot that I have learned there. When I talk about investing in yourself, you have to be willing to pay. Yes, if you want to be better, the best thing that you can do in your life journey is to accept that, I think I have a problem. What am I going to do about it? You see, we're people that we like freebies. Everything is free. So if somebody is doing something for you free, look, I did some Facebook ads on coaching, and then somebody responds, oh, I need help in this and this and that, and they are talking. And then I had to respond and say, thank you for your interest in such and such, but this is not a free service. I didn't hear back from them. Like, you don't know me from anywhere, but because you're a Ghanaian and I'm a Ghanaian, you think I should give it to you for free. No, we need to put value on people. Appreciate the service that people provide to you. You have to pay for it. If you don't pay for it, you're going to stay the same. And if you're going to whine and complain about money, sit down and look at the things that you spend money on. What can you cut out to access the services that you need? I'll pack it right here, like I say. So join us. This coaching program, like the things that I have learned, you have to. Yesterday, somebody said, hey, you are glowing. I'm like, you have to do your work. And when you do that work, you just refuse to allow people to come and monkey in your waters and destroy your peace. As for your chrome, for when you set boundaries and you do these things, they'll say, what to say, you wallow in your negativity, stay where you are, continue to live unproductive lives. I don't want that. So I made a choice. It's about choices. Yes. Yeah. So I'll go to this. We're on this program today. The topic that we're doing is Own It. The caption here is a guide to taking responsibility and accountability for your own life journey. I won't sit here and say that I'm perfect. I am not. But as a firstborn, responsibility is my middle name, so I know what I'm talking about. There comes time in life that when there's something to be done, you don't sit around waiting for somebody to come prod and push you to do it. If I know my house needs cleaning, yes, I'm going to do it. If I don't do it, it's my house. When you come and you see that it's dirty, yeah, it's lived in. It's a home, not a house. So don't go out there and go and gossip about it. No. So this book here, it gives you, there's just different topics that I talk about in here. And it gives you insights like, do you know your purpose? Own it. Watch your words. Watch your thoughts. Change is good. Embrace change. Do not be afraid of it. These are some of the subtitles. The others are respect, pursue excellence, positive energy, push the boundaries, seek tranquility, self-love, and self-care. There's a lot in here. Get your copy on Amazon. In life, you have to realize that you are on a journey by yourself. Look, you are part of a family, or maybe you are an only child. But do you realize that unless you're a twin, everybody came on this earth on their own? I always maintain that I wasn't standing around when my husband was born, and he wasn't standing around when I was born. So he sure as heck is not going to come and make my life miserable. I got to live, and I can't make his miserable either. So there we have it. Get your copy, own it. I do a lot of videos that I share on my wall, yeah, for the October and also in Auntie Yaa'S book club. So there. Let's get back. Sister Joa says, some people spend their lifetime lying, gossiping, conning, being overbearing on their partners, cheating on others, looking down on people, defaming others, and die miserably without accomplishing anything in life. So pathetic souls. No problem, sis. You're welcome. Pastor P says the choices we choose to take will make our lives or mar our lives. Thank you. It's all about choices. If all you choose to do is watch videos all day about fights, oh, there's no beef on Facebook, I'm bored. Is that all? That tells me that your mind is refusing to grow. Sister Joy says, people who also look for freebie in time become entitled and demand things without boundaries. Thank you. They can never change and develop in life. They become a problem in society because they look for others to fix their issue. It's like when somebody comes to you and thinks that you have to do something for them, and then they want it for free. They don't even talk to you about repayment options. Look, let me give an example, if Pastor P is still on. When she started the Dreamers and Visionaries, when I joined, okay, I think that I had my phone, what do you call it? For my phone system that I use, I had only Canada calling. I think I didn't have US or something. So the first time, I think she brought me on. And I sat back and I thought, but are you going to sit there and every Sunday you say, Pastor P, bring me on, Pastor P, bring me on? So I went back and I changed the phone thing back to US so that I could do it myself. And that's what I did. Like when somebody is trying to help you, you don't put your whole self on them. You need to learn independence and put some boundaries in place. And, if I had not done that, and every Sunday up to now, every Sunday, I'll be waiting for Pastor P to bring me on for the class. Yeah, that's an example that I wanted to give. Pastor P says, yes, we own our lives. I don't blame anyone. I blame myself because I gave them the chance into my life. Sajua says, increase of the volume on that about this, discussing about repayment when some people continue to ask for financial support. Yes, you say, Sister Joa, I need help. I'm in this situation, but if you can help me, maybe let's talk about repayment options. I can pay you within 6 months, or I can pay you within 10 months, whatever. And you work it out. Obviously, you can negotiate back and forth. Miss Sage says, Miss Ya, when there's no beef on Facebook, check TikTok. It happens. So I've heard. I don't like, sometimes I catch myself and you're scrolling through, but I don't go on there much, except when I'm going to do my post. But then sometimes I go and watch some of our people briefly, and I'm like, oh, it says, oh, such and such is live. And then I'm waiting. I'm like, do I want to do this? And I leave. So, but I've heard there's a lot going on there too. Some people have maybe you mean mentality that money grows up in trees when someone is in abroad. If you don't correct them, they'll chop all your money for you. So let's continue. So we were talking about, where are we? If anybody has any questions or comments on what we've done so far, any questions, let me know. But let's see. So we were talking about factors that limit us from taking accountability and responsibility for our own life journey. So we've discussed environment, upbringing, maybe I've beaten it to death. So I'll go on to attitude. So attitude, it's kind of a way of thinking or feeling about something, right? And also, like, it provides meaning for life. Attitudes help us organize and structure our experience. So how do you look at life? Oh, Pastor P, she says, Auntie, yeah, you're a different Ghanaian altogether. You understand the assignment, and I love and respect you for that. Thank you. Love you too. Now, you know what? It's like, come on. Hey, me, my father, I always make this comment that people laugh at me when I show up early at places. Hey, mommy and ko ni yebedu hono na Auntie Yaa'S ojina ho. I always make that joke. And they think they be a me Bible Trinity. I've become so time conscious, or I learnt it from home, Accra, North Carnation. May say when we are going out, whether we are going for dinner or movies or family programs or whatever, you see the people who are ready. Those who are on time will be here. My dad's group, I'm number one in there. And then the other ones with my mothers who are late, they are over there. So one time when we took the girls home, I forget, was it 2006 or 2018? I don't know. We're sitting there waiting. We're going somewhere, waiting. Oh no, it was my younger sister because she wasn't married then, so she was still at home. My husband is outside, the girls, and they go, but who are we waiting for? Grandma and auntie. Hey, you wait, sir. I'm like, hey, Charlie. I remember one time I went to visit with one of my sisters in London, and she had brought her kids home. They were young then. So we had these two cousins, my mom's younger sister, her sons, they'll come and take us out and this and that. One time, even my dad looked and she goes, hey, every time they are driving us here, going there. And then one time they were coming to pick us up, and my sister said, hey, sister, yeah, I'm like, but okay, I know we are going out and such and such. Should I wait till the time before I go and iron my dress? I want to lie down, Kakra. So I've ironed it, is there. When I get up, then I'll get ready and put it on. These are adjustments. You can't make these adjustments. Look, me, if I say I'm going to be late, it's me that I'm saying I'll be late. But usually, I believe that if you are going to an interview, you need to get either, if it doesn't, it's not even about the mode of transportation. It could be bus, train, or driving. Either way, you have to make allowance for what may happen on the way, on the road, or on the way. What if there's sometimes the train, they'll say, oh, not in service, trains are late, something has happened along the line. Like me, I remember the admin officer was my friend. I'll call her and I'll say, oh, hey, I'm standing at Clearview Station, but the trains are late. Trains are late, then pretty soon they think everything is moving. I still get to work on time. Then I'm telling myself, why did I call? I said, but it's okay. That's my habit. So that if I was late, then they'll know, oh, yes, she called. She said this, because it's unusual for me to be late. Yeah. So it's just a habit, choices that we make in life. Okay, so we're talking about attitude. And so in life, we have positive attitudes and we have the negative. So let's talk about some of the positives. And if you fall in the positive, lucky you, kudos. But if you're in the negative, then you need to do work. Because let me tell you this, it's easy to sit and say, Obroni is discriminating against you. But if you don't show up on time, and then they give you deadlines, you don't meet the deadline. Something is expected by, what date should I give? September 15th. You know what you should do? Just because they said September 15th does not mean that you hand it in on September 14th. You need to tell yourself that I have to get this done. You put timelines along the way and say to yourself that maybe I'll get it done by September 6th. Hand it in so that whoever is reviewing the project or the report or whatever it is will have time to get back to you with some feedback. If corrections or revisions are needed, then you can do them. And so by September 15th, everything is tiggity boo. It's an attitude thing. A lot of us don't know these things. It's the little things that we're getting caught on in life, and then we blame somebody outside of ourselves instead of taking accountability and responsibility for our actions. It's choices, yeah. So when you have a positive attitude, you're able to cope more easily with the affairs of daily life. If something happens right now and you go, oh, you don't, whatever it is that happened, like it changes your plans for the day, it throws you off. You don't sit there and wallow in it. You may wallow, you are a human being, but you go, okay, what can I do different? You see, I did a video. I think it will come out maybe pre-recorded. It's maybe the first week of September. And I made a comment that I'm trying to set up a coaching business. It's not really going as I think it should have. Oh, boom, here are the clients, here are the clients. But I said, at the same time, I don't know everything that I need to know about it. So it's a learning thing. It's in progress. There's people who want my services, but they are talking of maybe in another month or two or whatever. But am I going to sit there and say, "Oh, look at what's happening. I give up"? No, I'm still learning and I'm doing other things. So in life, you always have to, if you have a positive attitude, the right outlook on life, when things happen to you, you readjust, you realign, and you keep pushing. You don't just sit there. You don't just sit there. More and more, as I inch closer to retirement, I'm tasting it. I'm saying to myself, yeah, you have the whole day, 7.5 to yourself, and then you can do what you want to do. Sister Joyce, a positive attitude requires critical thinking, acquiring knowledge, emotional intelligence, hard work, wisdom, whereas negative attitudes need no work at all, aside from idiotic behaviors with reactive impulses. Bam, bam, bam. There it is. You are right. Thank you. And so, yeah, cope more easily. And then it brings optimism into your life. You know, you like to be around people who are upbeat. I say that lately in these last 2 years, whatever, I'm gravitating towards like-minded people that, oh, you get inspired, you inspire them, they also inspire you. So it's like people are drawn to somebody who has a positive attitude. You may not even know them, but you hear what they say, you go, oh, wow. And then it gives you something, a nugget for the day that you can work with. Yes. Also, when you have a positive attitude, it's easy to avoid negative thinking and worrying. You don't accomplish anything by worrying. Like me, I sit here and I tell myself, if I say it, it may seem strange, but I say, I never sit down and put myself down. But somebody from my environment will sit and say, ah, mommy, we pa, and you're proud. No, it's a choice. It's a choice. You may do something, you know that you've done something silly, something foolish, but you go, as soon as you start to say the words, you go, no, okay, how do I fix it? And then you work to correct it. Also, a positive attitude comes with positive thinking, constructive thinking. Yes, constructive thinking. If somebody comes to you to ask for advice or you are given advice, I always say that ask for advice is free. What you do with it is your choice. But surely some advice you don't take because you can tell that no thought is put into it. Or kasakwa. Until like the comment that Sister Ajua made, people gravitating around the same levels until somebody says something, oh, I've been told that you can't do this. So ask for that office. You can't go and ask for this there. Meanwhile, they don't even know. That person, what they are talking about was years ago. They don't know what is happening now. And you are listening to them because your fixed mindset will not allow you to tell yourself that, am I going to listen to people? Let's go Google. What is that office's web address? Go to their website, look for the information yourself. Before you know, they know it, you've done what they were telling you not to do. But we are not, we believe so much in what people say instead of figuring things out for ourselves. It's okay to ask for help. I'm not saying don't, but people rely too heavily on people's opinions. Are they breathing for you? Are they living your life for you or you are living it? Also, creative thinking. You can sit here and say, oh, like I said, I'm in a reset mode with my business thing, but then I got ideas. Oh, wow, let me do this, let me do that. And then I thought to myself, but you are saying this, but are you even advertising Are you even doing anything? And I joined some coaching groups, so I go through and look through and read things there, and I'm like, oh yeah, so I need to start doing more posts. Stop sitting there, right? So Mr. Joy says many people block their own blessings based on their evil, wicked, negative thinking, jealousy, and envious, heartless hearts. I don't know how they feel inside. Like, if I've said before on this platform that you know how you feel, it's all in here. And so if you are walking around with these things, baggage, nothing pushes you to make a change in life. That is a terrible life to live. And also, you have motivation and energy to do things and accomplish it. Like I said, there's so many things that I do that, oh, okay, let me do this. Let me go and read this. Let me, if I see something and I'm interested in it, even on Facebook, some training, usually this training is free. And then you go and take the training, that's when they'll make an offer. And then you decide whether you want that offer or not. So there's different opportunities to learn. But do we want to learn? No. Also, when you have a positive attitude, it fuels an attitude of happiness. Like you believe in yourself also and your abilities. You are solution infused, solution focused. You don't think of problems. When you see a problem, you come up with a solution. Oh, okay, yeah, this is a problem, but how do I fix it? And you come up instead of sitting there and going, whoa, it's me, this and that. No, you look at other options. Yeah. Having a positive attitude also makes you see and recognize opportunities. Yeah. How many closed doors? How many closed doors have you, how many doors have you closed because of your unwillingness to open up, to embrace new ideas? I won't go there. Also, having a positive attitude enables you to have self-esteem and confidence that, hey, I can do this. Look, I'll use myself as an example. I've said that I've been in a lot of situations all my life where you think something should come to you. Oh, but I did this. Why didn't I get this? It's almost like everything is in somebody's hands and they control and they decide, oh, this person, they are too much. Boom, yamrenasi, let's shut her up. Yeah, now I've turned on my camera and I'm talking myself. Who is going to come and shut me up? Well, but aside of that, which human being is going to come and shut me up? I choose, this is my choice. But if I was timid and still that same person that I was in Ghana, I'd find reasons not to do what I do. But it doesn't matter to me if I speak 1 minute, if I speak 20 minutes, if you listen and you you get something from it, power to you. It has blessed you. But you can't sit there and hide your gifts and think that you are okay because somebody else can't handle. Sometimes we can't handle people's shine. That is a lot of stuff that's going on in our community. Sometimes you go on people's platforms and you see the things people come and write, and I go, what is wrong with this person? Instead of wasting that time, come to write these negative comments about this person, why don't you go and learn something? Sister Adjoa says creativity comes with determination, willingness, realistic goals, skills, honesty, trust, kindness, compassion, empathy, caring gestures, and restraints. Question is, are we willing to embrace all this? The mind, the attitude. We would reap everything we sow, and karma has no expectation date. So there you have it. And then to a person with a positive attitude, they see failure and problems as blessings in disguise. Yeah. Instead of running the other way, oh, woe is me, the sky is falling, chicken lick in the sky is falling. Go and pick the sky that has fallen up and look at it and say, examine it. Maybe you discover something and say, oh, This is what I've come up with. This theory that whatever. Sometimes we are too quick to give up. Message says, thinking positive as the saying goes, the glass is half full, not empty. Thank you. Half full. But oh, this doesn't work. That's it. Boom, door closed. Life is not exciting when you do that. No. So when we go to the negative side, a negative attitude is a disposition that lacks constructive outcomes. That's what my research tells me. They set impossible expectations. Oh, I have to do this, this, this. And then when they can't do it, hey, it doesn't work. That's it. But meanwhile, no, if you have the foresight, you would say, I can't do this big thing all at once. Let me have the initiative or the resourcefulness to say, let me sit down and break this into pieces. Maybe I'll do this piece first, see how it goes before I move to the next level. They want to do it now. Yeah. Yankotoa, know when you want to lie down, you don't just go from standing position, bam, onto the bed. You kneel and then you go on the bed. So it takes time. And then also, yeah, they give up when challenges arise. One little thing they give up, it's the end of the world. Me, I wish I could write a book. I say my mantra is tenacity, great and nerves of steel. If you close me off here, I'll go that way. If you close me off there, can this work? It takes me a lot to give up. It takes a lot to give up. So I always say that people who are sitting there stewing in envy or whatever it is, they think they've got you or this or that. I'm like, no, you are backing up the wrong tree, not this person, because I won't give up. There's people who have tried to silence you, tried to shut you up, and then they realize that, yeah, fancy here, yeah. And so then also they take mistakes personally. When they make a mistake, they think that, oh, I'm foolish and oh, I can't do it. Like, hey, it's just one mess up. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, go try again. Or even if you think you don't want to do that particular thing, don't let it be your label for life. Go and try something else. It doesn't matter. It is you. It's about you, not about what people think. It doesn't matter. Hey, Albert Einstein, I think, yeah, they said something about him. I don't know whether it was that he had learning disabilities or they thought he was dumb or whatever. Albert Einstein, if he had lived with that label, would we know him as we know him right now? Never give up. And then complaining. Negative people, all they do is complain, no action. Complain, complain, complain. Oh, the government should come and do this. Oh, we should do this. Oh, we should do that. How about you, the individual? What are you doing? And of course, the other thing, and we've seen this in the comments that have come through, measuring oneself against others. Your journey is your own. You are not in competition with anybody. Stay focused, laser focused. There, you are trying to get over there. There will be little, meanderings here and there. Don't give up. If you are looking at somebody, it's only to learn, admire, take some nuggets, and then move on your journey, but not, oh, how come Ajuodo is this, this, this? Oh, how come Pastor P, that, that, that? No, no, no. Everybody's journey is their own. If you need something from them, go and ask. Don't sit there and be competing. Nobody is competing. And also, they hold on to past experiences. They can't move forward. This is how it was done. Oh, me, when I came to abroad, nobody did this or nobody did that. So then they sit there, oh, you can't do that because it's not done. Really? Look, everything is online. If you need information, go online and look for it first. If you are confused about it, maybe you'll find somebody who is decent enough, knowledgeable enough to help you. But this reliance on people, the first thing you run to somebody. Meanwhile, that person too, they are not going anywhere. They are stuck in a rut, and they are who you are looking up to. You need to change your circle. So holding on to past experiences, that one, you'll never move forward. I could have said, oh, I was timid back home. They said I'm this, they said I'm that. I wouldn't have worked on myself to become a confident person. And then you are sitting there and you are not happy. It doesn't matter who you are, man, woman, child, you need to work on yourself. Pastor P says some people like to compete in a jealous way. There are a lot of them around. People with positive attitudes are less likable because it's unattractive. Negative attitudes sell and more attractive to soothe many people's desires because some people prefer seeing others suffering or being humiliated. Sad world. That's because they will not work on themselves. The programming, like, I can't imagine how you've moved from an environment to come to a second environment, and the things that you didn't have, the opportunities that you didn't have are here, and you still remain that same person. I don't get it. I don't. What is it that you want to know? It's available, it's at your fingertips. You only need to ask a question, but people won't. They stay the same. Yeah. And then also the negative people have negative self-talk. I can't do it. I can't. Don't. Like liknegative things. There's always a reason why they can't do something. There's always. Ajwa says misery likes company. Yeah, they do. There's always a reason why they can't do something. I did a clip the other day. I said, the Bible says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. A lot of us, Ghana, we say we are Christians. Did we miss this one? And so you hear them say, oh, I can't do this. Nyame beye. Oh, say, Nyame is not coming down to do anything, no. He's not. And he's not going to tell Aju or Pastor P to come and do it for you. You need to act. Yes, you need to act. Take action. It is your life. We've missed a lot of things because of some of these ideas and things we have. Also, but you don't believe what you are reading. Please. So that's it about attitude. So as for the mindset, I don't know. If I say I go there, there'll be bombs. So mindset, what is mindset? Where are we? A mindset is an established set of attitudes, especially regarded as typical of a particular group's social or cultural values. So it's the outlook, values, philosophy of a person or the frame of mind, their attitudes, their dispositions. Pastor Peter, say that loud, Sister Ajwa. Misery loves company. So, mindset. We have the what do you call it? The fixed mindset and the growth mindset. Fixed mindset, they believe, say, whatever they were born with, whatever trade skills, whatever, that's it for life. There's no opportunities to open up and do anything more. That's it. Until when something goes wrong, they take it personally, say, oh, I'm not good enough. I'm not this, I'm not that. Somebody with a growth mindset, something happens, they like challenges. Let me push. Let me figure out, oh, I made a mistake here, but what can I do to better? They are always open to learn things. They push in life. Sister Adjoa said, Nyame bɛyɛfoɔ are the ones who rely on freebies, always have problems like no one goes through challenges too. Yes, we're all on a journey. Everybody is struggling, but just because I have put a good face on it does not mean that I'm not feeling the pain. I'm as human as you are. I choose to deal with things a different way. You choose to sit still and not do nothing about it, and then you complain when people are still pushing and going ahead. So you see, your mindset plays a critical role in how you cope with life challenges. Yes. For me, I've said this, that I've been in environments where You are viewed as a threat, or maybe you intimidate people. They shut you down. They only give you the barest minimum to do because they can't handle they can't handle you expanding. And so I could have sat there and been lost, been crying, woe is me, this and that, what is wrong with me? Why is my life not going ahead? This I took charge and I did what I had to do for me because nobody is going to come and do it for you. You are an individual. Sometimes we tie ourselves, oh, Ghana afford it, this is how. No, yeah, I'm a different Ghanaian, Pastor P. No, it doesn't work that way. You are an individual, you're on a life journey. How are you going to live that life? It all depends on your mindset. So if you have come from Ghana to Abrochiri and you are still living with those limited mindsets, the poverty mindset, not willing to try new things, not willing to do anything, it is a problem. It is a problem. There's people who are doing well, they've made it, but you know why? You know what? They stay away. Oh, hello, boss lady, welcome. They stay away from the negativity. So people tag them that they are snobbish, they don't want to help anybody, but it is not that they don't want to help anybody. When they try to help you, these vultures will tear them down and tear them apart. And they've gone through it so many times that they refuse to be tarred or treated that way anymore. If you want to get the benefit of their experience or what they know to share it with them, they have to trust you before they will break their backs for you. Because we are so negative, so embittered. I don't know how we can't see the best in people. You know, it's exciting when you see that, oh, such and such a person has done this or they are doing that. Because you go, oh, if they are doing it, I can also do it. If you have that mindset that, I don't know what to say. I can't even express myself anymore, right? Because if you have a growth mindset, you hunger for learning, you persevere, right, in the face of setbacks, and then you embrace opportunities to grow. I told you when I wrote my first book, I didn't have a clue about anything. I want to write a book and I went and wrote it. Then I realized you have to do marketing, you have to do this. Do you know then what I've learned since then? You just have to be curious. Somebody may say, but at your age, you are still learning. Look, where did I see this? Was it even a Ghanaian? I don't remember. Somebody who got their degree at 80. And you should see some of the negative comments that our people were writing. Oh, but why are they doing this now? Where are they going to, it was so negative. And I thought, that is us. But you know something? That was a personal goal of that person. They didn't do it for you. If you can't say congratulations and walk up past, don't say nothing. Keep your negative comments to yourself. It doesn't matter if they are 80 and they got a degree. It brings them joy. It's been something that they wanted to do. They've accomplished it. And they can tick their box and say, I did it. Do you know the odds that I have faced? Now I can go tick, tick, tick. I'm doing it. And you can't stop me. I'm not under you. I'm myself. I'm a free bird. Yeah, I'm a free bird. People allow themselves to be limited by people with limited mindsets. We need to grow as a people. I've always said that your mind is your most valuable asset. What are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? You're sitting there letting it rot away. People are speaking into your life, things that are not helping you, are not building you up, and you sit there and you receive it. and you are not happy with yourself and you don't understand why. Get away from the noise, get away from the crowd, and do some thinking. Yes, with that, it's in your head. Do some thinking with it. It is not everybody who's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. I'm here to tell you that you have to be responsible and accountable for your own life. Nobody is going to do it for you. Pastor P is not coming to come and do my life for me. Adwo is not coming to do my life for me. Neither am I going to do theirs. But if we need help from each other, we talk to each other and help each other. That's how it goes. But don't sit there, hold your hand out every day. Somebody has to do for you. You have it within you to do it. It's about your mindset. If you're hanging around with a negative crowd, there's people who've said that, yes, when I started to make that decision that I'm not going to hang around negativity, I'm going to be better, and they started limiting their circles. Life is better, it's quieter, but they are happier. Message says, when we lose our minds, we lose everything. Thank you. Seriously. And if you are not given to thinking, you need to start. Sometimes you have to write things down. You make lists. You forget about it, but you go back to it. I remember there's something, I have so many books laying around. There's something I saw somewhere, and I was compiling a list of topics. Now I don't even know which book which book I put it in. But I'm still going to look for it. I'm not going to give it up. There's one there. Then there's my day book. Yeah, I write things so that I know what I'm doing. Right. Or plan out things. And then, of course, when we were in Victoria, we went into Indigo. And then one of my girls pointed, basically, there's a lot of times that when you're walking around, things that have your initials, I barely see anything with Y. So this one here, it's a journal. I'm like, oh, good. So they're looking at me. I said, yeah, I'm getting it. So like Indigo in some mall in Victoria. You need to write your thoughts down. It helps you. You need to write things down. Look, your mind is your greatest asset. Use it, use it, use it. Don't sit there and let it go to waste. Don't let people tell you how to think or what to think. You think for yourself. You can do more reading on what I'm talking about, mindset. I'm certainly not the expert, but I've said we know what goes on in our community. So you need to get on with it. I'm listening to, well, since I've been away, I haven't gone back to it, but I'm listening to Mindset by Carol S. Dweck. Yes, I have quite a bit of ways to go. And then there's a few books on here too that I'm still listening to. It's all in the taking care of your mind. You read, you expand, talk to people who can help you. But read, read, read. Yes. And then there's a book. I know this person. Sometimes you go and watch Oprah's channel and you see these old episodes that they do. And I know, what do you call it? Gary Zukov had come to Edmonton to do the 5 love languages, and my daughter Nana dragged me there. So I realized that, the other day after a show we were watching, I saw Oprah was on, and it was from years back. It was by Gary Zukov and the Seat of the Soul. And I've done a lot of soul work, soul things with, Dr. Pastor P in the coaching class. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So I got it and I started listening to it. He's good to listen to. His voice is very soothing, very, so I'm saying these are some of the things. Audiobooks. These are all my audiobooks. So many of them. I don't listen to them all the time, but I go and I punch it and click on it and then listen in. So there's a lot you can do to develop your mind. For me, anything to do with a book, If you tell me about it, I'll get excited and go and get it. Does not mean that I'll read it, but daring to be yourself by, what do you call it? Mr. Cohen, that book, oh my gosh, it is so, so good. I'm still reading it. I take my time going through it very slowly. He also talked about the chicken and the eagle, an eagle who was left in the barnyard, and he asked the owner, "Why is this bird in here?" And she says, "Well, I've raised it to be a chicken, so it thinks of itself as a chicken, so it's never flown anywhere." So the other guy said, "I'll take it up," and tried to. 3 times he tried to, the bird wouldn't. Finally, he took the bird to the top of a mountain, and kakran, kakran, kakra, boom, the bird flew. And the analogy he drew is that it's like us. We have this eagle thing inside us to soar, and yet we've been limited by what people say, by our environment, by whatever. The nuggets that this man has in his book, oh my goodness. And there were some questions from the last chapter about if you died now, what would be your legacy? There's 3 questions. I looked at it, I said, this one needs time. So I left it there and I keep reading. So, your mind. If you don't get anything at all from today, live with this. Your mind is yours, it is your greatest asset. If you are going to accomplish anything, accomplish your destiny, and be who you are on this earth, your mind is what is going to help you. If you let it go to waste, your destiny is hooped. You're going to the grave without having accomplished nothing. Sister Joa says our mind is our greatest asset, but can be altered at any age with manipulation, brainwash, lies, deception of one does not acquire knowledge and wisdom to function on his or her own. So there you have it. So I've said a lot. It's 11. I'll just do the last commercial and then actually, since I'm on my own, can you just excuse me for a few minutes? I will be right back. Hello, thank you for waiting. When nature calls, nature calls. So, yes, I have said a bit. I'm going to go do the last commercial, and if anybody wants to call in, they can do that. Let's see here. Okay. Give me a second here. All right. So, Auntie Yaa'S Own It Academy, coaching and book publishing services. It's an Own It life coaching. Do you feel you need help getting clarity in your life? We've talked extensively about some of these things. So Are you willing to take responsibility and accountability for your own life journey? And are you vested in owning your story? Let's talk. Send me a message in Messenger or email mamidogo@yahoo.ca. As well, book coaching and publishing. What is your story? There's a story to be told, and it is yours. Someone out there needs to hear your story. Your voice is your power. It is time to own your power and your story. I will help you publish and share your inspiring story with the world. Contact me. Women empowerment and motivation. Dear woman, do you know who you are? What script are you living by? Is it yours? How would you like to rediscover yourself and work at becoming the best version of yourself? How invested are you to do this work? Call me, let's chat. Listen, we've said a lot today. It's all about your life and where you are going. Where do you want to be? Do you want to stay the same, stuck in a rut? Always be mourning, woe is me. How come my life is like this? Thinking that people owe you, they have to do your work for you. You need to take responsibility for yourself. Time is fast spent. Today is August 27th in the year 2022. I thought we just started January, but look how far we've come. The month ends on Wednesday. Then there's September, October, November, December. What are you going to do with the remaining four months? Did you have any goals at the beginning of the year that you wanted to accomplish? You get to answer these questions. So what I'm saying is, where do you want to go? Are you going to continue to let this powerful resource of your mind go to waste? Don't be selfish. Let me put this to you. If you have children, what do you want them to be? Who is your child learning from? Not from the school, not from the church. You are their first mentor. So monkey see, monkey do. What you are doing, your kids see it. And that's how their life is going to be. If you are not using this resource of your mind to benefit yourself and the next generation, you have failed. I have to put it that way. I mean, there's exceptions. You can do all you want for your child. Sometimes they will not listen. They'll do whatever they want to do. And there comes a time when you have to absolve yourself of that guilt. Of course, in our community, they'll tie and feather you. But still, if you set the ground rules, a firm foundation, that is what the child will follow. Let's be better. There's a lot of resources, mental resources going to waste. We thrive on negativity, abuse, toxicity. That's all that we like. We spend energy on that. But no, you have to make the decision. The choice is yours. So if anybody wants to call in, there is the number. Otherwise, I will wrap up. So next week, we will be doing a session on financial literacy. Sister Eunice Atsistogbe, I hope I pronounced the name right. Pardon me if I didn't, will be with us next week. So I will be putting the flyer out. And it's part of the diaspora living segment that we were doing. How are you supporting your child in the diaspora? How are you supporting them? Yes. So Sister Eunice had approached us and said, hey, maybe we need to look at this piece too. And yes, it is a brilliant idea. So we'll be doing that. Thank you, Miss Sage. So if there's no more comments, no more calls, then I'm going to wrap it up. I thank you all so much for joining me today. We've been speaking about factors limiting us from taking responsibility and accountability for our own life journey. and we looked at our environment, our upbringing, we looked at attitude, and we looked at, mindset. So I hope that you've taken some nuggets away. All that I have to say is that if you are given to putting over or projecting your needs and responsibilities onto other people, you take charge. Some of us, we've handed over everything to the church. We've handed over to friends. We've handed over to our husband. Oh, I'm a woman. I can't do this. I can't do that. Who says? And some men too, they don't have any vision for their family. They're just interested in controlling. Oh, I determine this. I determine that. Look, everybody was born with a purpose on this earth. You can't tell your child what they are going to be. Even if as a parent you think they should, it's their choice, their interest, their bent. The child may be interested in carpentry. You may say, oh, go and be an engineer. At the end of the day, they will do that engineering and they won't be happy. There's life choices. You need to tread carefully. Think through what you are doing on this earth because time is short. What is your legacy going to be? Too many spam calls. They're always calling you from Ontario, calling you from where, I don't know what they want. So, yes, we are products of our environment, upbringing, all right, but you have it in you to make that change that you need to live a better, fulfilled, and productive life. If it is to be, it is up to me. You need to live by that. Nobody is going to come and do your life for you. Your mother can't live your life for you. She's lived hers. Your father can't do it for you, neither your sister or your husband. Hello, Nana Araba. Greetings. We're just wrapping up. So, yes, thank you so much for joining me. All of you who came, I really appreciate you. I hope you have a blessed, great rest of the week. We'll be back next Saturday with our session on financial literacy with Sister Eunice. I'll put the poster out during the week. Take care of yourselves, and Sister Ajuodo Mensa page will be on at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard, 3 p.m. Eastern. So that is today. Do join her there and support as well. And tomorrow, Dreamers and Visionaries with Pastor Patience at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much. Take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.